Well, hello, race fam! All right, today we are going to Hartland, Wisconsin to race bikes. It's part of Tour of America's Dairyland, and I got a special request to show you the veggie burrito. This one's still frozen, but that's it. So, yeah, super helpful to have these things. So I took it out of the freezer. It's gonna sit in the warm car all day, and by the time I'm ready to eat this for a late lunch, I'm gonna eat one before lunch, or before the race, and one after the race. We're racing a little bit later today. So that's just rice, and let me get some light. There we go. That's rice, sweet potato, and then I actually put hummus in it to give it something. I don't know. So that's my veggie burrito this week. 40 plus, Masters 1, 2, 3. That's what Masters means, in case you're wondering. It means old guys. 40 plus, 1, 2, 3. So that's what we're gonna race today and for the next 5 days. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I'll have videos of each one of those. Okay, are you guys ready? I'm so ready. I'm so excited. I'm in the best shape I've been in years, maybe ever. So super excited to see how this goes. We'll talk when we get down there about goals for today. Okay, let's drive.
They did it.
Southwest toward Lover's Lane.
All right, we made it to Hartland, and this is the course. The roads look great, brand new pavement. It rained on the way down here, and it looks like we're gonna get a little bit of rain coming our way, so we'll see how that turns out. But I don't think we've ever raced here before, but what a cute little downtown in Hartland, Wisconsin. Really cool little spot. We are, I guess, pretty much straight west, a little northwest of Milwaukee. So there you go. They are showing no fear on the painted surfaces. Ooh, oh. I dislike racing in the rain. This guy. Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah. There. So if I can aim to hit the top 10 of the group, I'd be very happy with that. There's virtually no chance for me winning today, but if I can aim for the top 10 of the group, we'll see where I hit. That's a wide target, right? It's like putting. Instead of aiming at the hole, aiming at a garbage can around the hole. That's kind of my plan today. Garbage can. I'm aiming for a garbage can. Let's see if I hit it. All right. Just got a great little tip from Carlos, veteran champion racer. So the race before us is the Cat 2-3s, and he said, well, let's go watch the finish and we can figure out who's what spot you want to be in to win the race. Makes sense, right? So coming out of the final turn, the guy in second wheel took that sprint. So that tells you a lot, right? Like the first guy faded, he was on a bit of a breakaway, so it's maybe not 100% accurate, but you know, it's a good clue as to where you want to be second wheel. Yeah, because the sprint's a little uphill, but I think that turn is slowing you down so much that it's just going to be hard for people to accelerate quickly enough to get up to speed to pass anyone. I think they'll be able to hang the speed, but I don't think you'll be able to pass anybody. So yeah, you want to be up top, but like I said, for me, I just want to be in the top 10 up there, and I'll be a happy guy. All right, got another little Carlos tip. He's much better at this than I am, I think. So earlier I was commenting to the camera that I don't think this is a breakaway course because there's no feature that really defines a place to crush souls, right? He has a different perspective that the course is so tight with turns that he felt like this would be the breakaway course, which, you know, as soon as he says it, I'm like, oh, it makes so much sense because you can take the turns faster, you have less traffic, and then you can get out of view pretty quickly because there's so many turns. And then there is that big downhill on the back that you can even hide in that I shouldn't say big, but a step down in the back that you can sort of hide in as you're still working your way away. So I don't know, maybe I'll change my perspective. You know what I'm gonna do for this? You know what my goal? I'm changing my goals. My goals today, do whatever I feel like. Just go with what feels good. If there's something up front, go have fun. Go have fun. That's my goal today. Go have fun. That sounds way better. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go have fun. I don't even care. That's my plan. Fun. Yeah. All right, race fam. Well, I did have fun. if you count like, you know, almost puking and suffering till blood comes out of your eyeballs fun, well, I definitely had that. So this is a fun race. What a cool course. I really hope we come back to this course. Smooth roads. Oh, they were glorious. It was great. Sweeping turn on the backside. So I'm just going to let the first lap run through and give you guys a sense of what's going on. So it did rain earlier in the day. You saw, I think I had some clips of it raining earlier from the previous races. Totally dried up for us. Sun came out. Pavement was completely dry. Gorgeous day to race bikes. So it's like 72 degree. I mean, you just storybook day for bike racing, at least for our race. So this was fantastic. All right, so the red arrow is the wind indicator. I put that up this time, so the start-finish line is accurate on the little outline. And the start-finish line was a little bit uphill. It doesn't come through in the video much. It wasn't much of a hill, but it was enough to disrupt your rhythm, I guess, a touch. So this is the Masters 1-2-3 race. This is the first race in our separate series of 5 races. And my goal, you know, after my little video part, I ended up texting with Coach Zach and just talking a little bit about, he looked up who was racing and what we thought would happen with the break. Carlos is right. There is definitely a breakaway friendly course because there's so many turns and there's not huge straightaway distances to keep your eye on, folks. So sort of knowing that was what was going to happen, because I texted Zach and I said there's like an upper echelon of people and then there's everyone else. So you got to think this upper echelon of folks are going to take off, and certainly they did. So all right, so this is after the first lap. This is the first little testing breakaway here. So we're 5 minutes into the race. I just had a hard time controlling my heart rate. I feel like I was just sort of worked up or whatever else. So I set some heart rate records for 2021, 1 minute, 5 minute, 10 minute, and maybe even 20 minute. So my heart rate was definitely over where I would like it to be. So I felt like I was struggling to get air. Legs felt fine. I mean, all that stuff, and I could recover after doing some stuff. I felt like I could ride at the front of the group fairly comfortably. It wasn't so bad. So here's another attack from the Cliff Bar guy, and people weren't too upset about that, but it does spur a little momentum from the field, I believe, if I remember correctly. Yeah, he's still up the road, and then a couple more people try to jump up there to join him. So that gets everybody going a bit. Now I'm on Carlos's wheel, which is a great place for me to be, for a couple reasons. One, he's a talented racer, so I can learn a lot just watching him. And then secondly, if he goes somewhere, I'm right there. And he is definitely the guy that's going to go somewhere. And as well as the White brothers. They are in the orange and white kit over there to the left, ABD, Athletes by Design. So there's 2 of them, and they are very talented as well. And then Barry Rolling is in the field as well, and a couple other heavy hitters that are national level athletes. So yeah, it is a stacked field of 40 plus masters, which is great. You know, it's super fun to race with people that actually know what they're doing and go really fast. Speaking of knowing what you're doing, just a real quick comment. In the previous races, I heard people complaining about racers being sketchy or whatever else. You know, I mean, everybody has their moments, so complaining about it just gets so old. No one's trying to be sketchy. No one's trying to knock you off your line. So just try to relax. If that's something that's eating away at you, let it go. Let it go. You're welcome. All right, another attack. Now, this one, I think I join in a little bit, sort of the tail end of this. Okay, that's good. Now I'm on Carlos again, so this is a good place to be. Again, good place to be. However, I make a big mistake here, because this is the break that goes up the road. There's the 2 guys are up the road. Carlos is feeling like he wants to join them, and he is reading the race correctly. That is the move. Now watch this turn. This is pretty artful. In and out and in again, and then that's what's creating that separation. So I would say that I'd say 90% of people would have taken that turn and maintained that line that they were on, but Carlos ducked it back in, and that, in effect, prevents that other person from maybe just jumping right on that wheel. If Mike on the outside from jumping on his wheel, and the guy on the inside gets a little bit of a shock to the system that his wheel is getting, his angle is being adjusted. So that's what happened. Carlos got the separation, and he was able to go up there and join the group. And I believe, so you can see up there in the distance, there's 1, 2, at least 3, maybe even 4 guys, and then there's going to be a total of 6. And there goes Barry. So that's 5, and then the other white brothers, that's 6. Okay, now good for me. I'm going to take up the charge here. I'm going to jump on Mike Budd's wheel. Mike would be a good person to jump on. He can do the effort required typically, and yeah, we just didn't get it done. So oh well. This is further on in the race. Now we're up at just over halfway into the race. There's another little group trying to get like be a JV squad, right? So the break was totally up the road. They're gone. And then I try it myself. So I put this in fast forward, as you can tell. So Mike, Bud, and I go off the front, and I do an absolutely horrific job. Just a terrible job of taking some of these lines, because every time I'd turn around when it was my turn to pull here, I'd turn around and I was trying to see the field, and then I just wasn't paying attention to the line on the turn, which I cut it way inside. And I know Mike's doesn't like to make sharp turns like that so much, so I know that I knew instantly that I was putting him under pressure, which was a bad thing to do. So there is this other group, and we don't catch them either, but I think it all does eventually come back together, even this little group that's up the road, despite Mike and I not being able to close it. I think that mini group does come back. And this is an example. So I was with these guys and I let it go, and that was a mistake. I let it go when the fuel was like right on our heels. I'm like, oh, forget it, they're right there. And you know, like, that's the critical moment when a break could get away, is when you're putting in that extra effort right at the end, because the people that are catching that little mini break are thinking, oh, we're there, and they give up like 10 feet early. But if you keep your nose in the wind, you can maintain that separation and start extending it pretty quickly. So, oh well, that happens. Now, overall, the race went okay for me. I'm like, I think place-wise, I was like 25 out of 45 or something like that. So don't really care about that. I feel good. I put a lot of effort into the race. I feel like I left everything on the course that I had to give today. Maybe tactically made some mistakes. So here's another little move. Now we're at 50 minutes into the race on a 60-minute race. This gentleman goes up the road a little bit, and I think he doesn't really want to do anything, but I'm like, whoa, maybe we should do something. So I pull around. I pull for a little bit, and then he comes around and pulls, and he's yanking my legs off. He's strong, and I'm not that strong, but I'm hanging in there. I pull once or twice in there. Believe me, I pulled once or twice in there. And then we get joined by somebody, which is fine. And then the field comes up and joins us too. So 53 minutes, again, out of a 60-minute race. It would have been hard to pull that off, but again, I feel good for trying something like that. The brake's already up the road. You know, I did spend after that, then I shot myself to the back, and I almost pulled myself out of the race. I was just totally dead. Here's the brake catching us. So I'm trying to rest as much as I can, and at least maybe salvage some sort of finish, but I'm pretty cooked from these little efforts that I've been doing throughout the race. Now, I do want to be clear that I'm editing this way down, a 60-minute race. Most of the race, I was safely behind a wheel, tucked in. But again, that heart rate just wasn't quite jiving. I spent 14 minutes and 22 seconds above 382 watts throughout this race. That's a lot for me. So the normalized power was 289, and we averaged 27.1 miles per hour on our race. So I'm going to kick you into the last lap here shortly, so just more of this, you know, just kind of after the field gave up. We were still going pretty quick, but it wasn't breakneck speeds. And I'm way at the back here, as you can see. And now this is one lap to go. So what can I do to get myself a little bit further up? Now I learned something from that St. Louis race. I see this guy go, and I'm like, okay, I really want to ride that wheel up to the front, but he's not going to go, so I have to take this charge on my own. And like instant flashback to that St. Louis race, which is why I like doing the videos, because I learn a lot doing the videos about habits that I have. So wanting to always try to get this free ride instead of every once in a while you do have to stick your nose in and do some work. And I felt like, again, the same as that Tuesday race, or Monday race rather, I felt like I passed a lot of people, but in reality I definitely did not pass a lot of people. So I'm nowhere near the front end of this field with a half a lap to go. So way too late to be trying up there. But again, I was pretty worked over from the previous effort. So, oh well. Live to fight another day tomorrow. So I think what I'm surmising from today's effort is that there's going to be breaks every day, or an attempt to get a break every day. That's going to include probably those same riders each time. All right, well, that's it. Here's my pathetic little sprint to try to hang on to my 25th position. All right. We'll be back at it tomorrow, so please like, subscribe, comment on the video. Let me know what I could have done better. What do you guys think? What should I have done? Clearly not this. All right, see you soon. Well, what happened was there was a 6-man brake that went off the front, and you know, you see it, you know that's the one, but there's just nothing you can do about it. So that's okay. I raced as hard as I could. I used all my energy. I feel like I left it all out there today, so I'm happy with that. No complaints. Should be a fun edit. Okay, bye. Tune in for tomorrow's race. Subscribe, like, comment, all that stuff.